The festival is nigh!
Stocko versus NVCC. Here we go. Ratty, center square.
I'm going with... Oh, give me 3 avatars.
Physic Tears. Ancestor Spirit center square. I don't even think we've seen this. I don't know if we've seen this square pretty much all weekend.
I don't think so.
Avatars was on the diagonal, though. One off of center square, top right diag.
I tried.
In terms of the early rush squares, we have Omen Killer, which can be done pretty quickly, as well as Margit, both in the top row. Raya's Hand, while not a super rush, is a great square to, like, in terms of time, it's not a rush, but it is a great square to start target right away, as you can get that while progressing towards Altus. Nothing super fast in the middle row, but I do notice the synergy already between Valiant Gargoyles and Ancestor Spirit in the underground. On that bottom row, we probably, or on the second to bottom row, row 4, we probably have the fastest square with Cracked Pots, as well as Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blide on row 5. I do like synergy looking at column 1 between Cemetery Shades and Spirit Ash plus 4. I also think there was a decent amount of capital here, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Sleeping Golem square, because we do have Shackles and Morgott on there. So when you have a decent amount of capital, it is possible that you see Sleeping Golem and Lanedell actually in Lanedell and not through the Weeping Teleporter.
Yeah, you got DTS as well, so just getting into and through capital is not bad value. As well on column 1, you have Dragon Barrow, Kaled Boss, Sorcerer Only. That is usually a Sim Shade, so that works really well.
Yeah, that column 1 could be quite nasty.
Really interesting board. This one is a little all over the place. Ancestor Spirit, obviously not going to be marked early. Middle square, generally, obviously the most valuable square. You block all the diags, a column in a row. But it's only as valuable as early as it gets done. If it's a later game square, it tends to not be as important because the board's more developed.
Yeah.
Likely not as important.
That hero
Godskin
class
Noble
that
without sleep could work with Raya's Hand. Something I like to do.
Do we have whips only?
I don't think so.
Because yeah, Stocko's going with Bandit, but I actually think this class that Alex has hero is just objectively better. You have the Grossmesser, which isn't great, but is wieldable. You have a small shield with parry, and I think that was over 13 health, strength, and dex. So very good starting stats. A small shield with parry on that. I already give advantage in the starting class to NVCC.
You do have what is it? Raptor's Black Feathers on Stocko's class, which is a pretty significant damage boost to jump attacks. Although,
and Stocko didn't start crackpots, but NVCC did. I gotta say, advantage in the start before the match started. I think advantage is NVCC. You think he chose his character better?
Yeah, it's interesting. You can't win a match at the start, but you can lose it.
Yeah, I don't think Stocko's class is losably bad, but I don't think I think NVCC's is just better.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm curious to see what Stocko's thinking here. I don't see the immediate thought process behind it, but maybe just get a weapon online and the stats are good enough. I mean, the stats are actually really well spread out on his class. He could, outside of Faith, everything's above 10, which when you're dealing with a weapon randomizer like we have in Bingo, that's not a bad thing. You can get to 20 in pretty much any stat with Tears or Sword Seal. So I don't necessarily disagree with his choice there, because NVC did sack his int Faith stats. So something like Meteoric Oreblade is there, or Elfin Steeple Alabasters, that could be more of a problem for NVC.
Also, Sleisure Time, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, and this is, I think this is an interesting, I'm curious to see how Stocko responds in this spot, right? Because he's 2-2 fighting for playoffs, and like I think this is a very different spot than, you know, I know he was here in the open event. That was not an Elden Squares event, but you know, last season of Elden Squares, like he went 1-4, right? It was a shorter season, only 5 games. You know, I'm curious to see how he responds now, like in a much different spot this season, fighting for playoffs, right?
Yeah. I mean, already improved his record, has grown as a bingo player, right?
Yeah.
You love to see it.
And for NVCC, like, you know, his back is against the wall, but like our friend Ratty, he will chew right through you, right? And destroy you out. Like he, you know, if he rattles off the next 5, like he still controls his own destiny, despite being 0-3. 5-3 should almost assuredly get you in, right? So if he does find a way to win out, he's still very much alive.
Definitely. NVC is very much in the race, even at 0-3. He had a little break mid-season here, just didn't play for a week or 2, and then is getting back to it. So even though there is a 0 in that record, it's not necessarily indicative of where he's at, since he's a game or 2 or 3 behind some players.
Yeah, and also I think it's just in general, not like this league is just so difficult, right? Like you got to remember, right? Like if you're still in the top 18 players who qualified, regardless of like what the record is, like you still qualified, which was incredibly difficult to do. Like the O does not mean that you're bad because you're in the league with killers everywhere.
And I'll tell you what, though, it does feel that way.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Fair enough. And you know, I mean, he's played a difficult schedule to date. You know, he played Ellie and Nexus and Chris, right? Like those are not easy games, right?
And his Stocko as well that's not a great start to your schedule at all for your first 4 games.
Yeah. Now he definitely does have an easy, very winnable game next weekend against Ratty. You know, should get the dub there.
It's definitely, you know, he's got a good shot next week. I'll give him that. I feel confident about him in his game next week. I'll be rooting for him.
But yeah, jokes aside, I mean, MVCC is a great player, and we'll see how he handles
rushes Margit 6 parries here. That small shield makes it so easy.
Yeah, I mean, he could. We also, like, Stocko can really get punished here for his starting class selection, because he can do Margit 6 parries into crackpots via Stormveil and just really punish Stocko for his, you know, starting class selection.
And hell, he could still just do cracked pots the regular way.
Yeah.
And then go for parries, right? It's all very up in the air.
Stocko immediately goes to first step, telling me he's going to be going to Kaled. Either that or Bloodhound Knight.
Bloodhound Knight probably feels like a good move here.
Yeah. I do like an opener of like Bloodhound Knight and the Blide into Raya's hand just to kind of set up. Also, I mean, just doing Shades into Spirit Dash +4 or Spirit Dash +4 and just sitting on those is a good opener too. NVCC is in on Margit though, so we'll go full screen with him.
Already with the riposte, that was quick. Benefit of a small shield here. We saw Sirius using the medium parry, which is far more difficult on Margit, but I think most players are perfectly capable of it. And yeah, that is a move some players choose to avoid parrying. You can parry that big overhead slash. One more should do it.
Yep. Now, he might just keep parrying, because this Gross Messer is not the best weapon, and yeah, he does decide to keep parrying. I would do the same.
Yeah, might as well.
Curved swords without status are bad. With status, they're pretty good, but without status are not great.
I mean, you can see that charge R2 there is just atrocious. He might just choose to finish it up here, now that he's got at least some poise damage in.
Misses the Kukri, though.
That will be a slight problem. Yeah, got hit a little fast on that first hit, so I had to tank the first 2. We're back to the parry, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Thought about doing that, kind of experimented with it and said, wow, this weapon is ass.
Niche Geet. Oof.
Barely got out of that.
I think you should either be parrying or just doing R1s. Wow.
That dodge to the right there is, I think, almost a guaranteed hit if you dodge that way instead of to the left.
Yeah, not the fastest market, but we'll get it done. Yeah, Stocko's already thinking about that column 1. So I will say Stocko loves to rush bingos. It's his favorite thing, is rushing bingos. He did a sorcery check there. It was Gelmir's Fury, also the Deadly Poison perfume bottle again.
Twice in a row. Back-to-back champion, Deadly Poison perfume bottle.
You know, I really think like that check's always Deadly Poison. I think it's overpowered. We probably need to look into it. Yeah. I mean, you get the only, like, it's the easiest check in every single time you get the only somber one. Like, it's bad. And
it's weird it would show up twice in a row as well. It seems statistically unlikely.
Yeah. Only a 4% chance that it would show up twice in a row. So clearly everything's rigged, right?
100%. Meanwhile, after we ignore the fact that clearly there's something wrong with the randomizer because of Deadly Poison perfume bottle, NVC Alex making his way all the way to Liurnia.
Yep.
Here's what Stocko's thought process is here. He's making the round table check.
Stocko does love to greed bingos.
Yeah, with Margaret and Moog's shackle on that bingo line, though, that's a
round table check. Bingo. Stone Club is a good weapon. Honestly, I would love to see the Cirques. They're not good on this board, unfortunately. They're kind of like Falks. I personally prefer them to Falks, but
that's a little bold, I think.
Well, they are worse. I guess when you have them online, I really like them. I use them in the entirety for my DLC playthrough, so I am biased. Okay. It was the only time in my life I've ever at least casually farmed. So Dino was like, "Oh, I got these sick weapons." I was like, "Wait, there's somber backhand blades," and I literally sit there farming for like an hour.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Stocko now going into Liurnia. Also, NVCC, we'll be expecting a Crackpots mark here fairly soon if Stocko was to rush it, but you know, so he's gonna take his time here, and if he doesn't see the mark, I think he'll just go for it.
I mean, you'd be seeing that mark right around now.
Yeah.
That might be the indicator he needs to
send it.
Shoot for this.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Halberd check hits as well, I like NVC's spot.
Yeah.
Let's see if he just goes straight for cracked pots or hits his checks first.
Does just go straight for cracked pots. I don't know if I would think I would hit the check first, right? Like you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly you're probably not in a direct race. It'd be weird to think that you're in a race that you can't afford to lose 3 seconds trying to finish crackpots at around 13 minutes, right? Anything's possible, I suppose, though.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well just go get your square, right? If you feel like you got it, but
yeah,
with having a weapon, you can maybe get online at 12,000 runes. It might be worth checking and seeing if there's other ideas you can push. But I don't hate it. Go up 2-0 early, maybe 2 easy, quick squares.
Yeah, especially for Alex, I think that's a great confidence booster. Like, I think the psychological game is good, right?
Yeah.
Stocko, I think, you know, this is a must-win game for Stocko, I think, right? Like he's fighting really hard for playoffs. Like I suppose he can't afford to lose it and still be okay. But like, you know, you got to play Nartok still. He has other tough games coming up, right?
He's got me trying to ruin his entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't afford to drop any games. There's a ritual pot. There's a cracked pot. Got the other crackpot. One more. It is
Spirit Glaive from the Halberd check. Satari rejoices.
Oh, does NVC not remember where this crackpot is? He does not.
NV. Turn around.
Turn around, brother.
There you go.
He remembered. It took a second. Like I said, he's probably a little rusty. He had a good vacation.
Oh,
And
I
that one's in a weird
remember.
spot. Member berry?
You didn't eat his member berries this morning?
Bro, Mr. Member Berries can't have that.
Wonder what Stocko's idea. Stocko really did try to greed. I think he really did try to greed for that column 1. I'm not gonna lie. I think he looked at it and was like, "Oh, this is so good." Maybe he chose that class because it has more int. That would be my guess. And NVCC's class might have been really bad on int, so he might have thought like, "Oh, I can greed for int and then do this."
Yeah.
Looks like
He's also just
Stocko.
buying some better armor right there.
Yeah, some good looking armor too. Armor of Night, some of my favorite looking
It's
armor in
pretty
the
sick.
game. Yeah.
Pretty sick set. This will be 10 cracked pots for NVC and taking a nice little 2-0 lead early here.
Yeah, I think that 2-0 lead's gonna be big for him.
Yeah, especially if you haven't been playing for a while, getting a little confidence, going up early, like,
Yeah.
feels nice. There's always, I think for a lot of us, there's just a little nerves, right? Before that first square gets ticked off. You get those first 2 squares, you're feeling pretty good.
See the ball go through the hoop, right?
Exactly. And honestly, Omen Killer here for NVC. Not a bad move.
Yeah, and Stocko's already kind of frantically pivoting. I think he pivots for Omen Killer.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, this is why I think this early start is so good, right? Because I think Stocko might have already found himself into, I don't think you don't overlook anyone in this league, but might have already found himself into a more difficult game than he expected, right? Down 2-0 early.
And what's crazy is if the Omen Killer decides to be the Omen Killer it can be with the dogs, it's not a fight that's given at low health. I think it's generally a pretty squishy, easy boss, but
no one has killed Boggard yet. No, the reason why poster is a few reasons. First off, fist weapon checks are really good smithing, right? Like obviously if you get Starfist or Iron Balls, they're insane, which would combo well with smithing stone miners, bell bearings, but overall they're just not super meta checks. If
pretty
like
bad checks.
If Dagger's Fist only is not on the board, right? Because Starfist and Iron Balls are kind of the only 2 ones that are good for bingo, right?
Yeah.
At least as a long-term weapon. And then the other reason is if you're doing Raya's hand, the reason why that score is so good is because you push yourself into Altus, right? So really what you want to do is you want to get your Dectus medallions in like either the Altus or Bellum Grace and then go do the quest line. Because if you do the quest line first and then get sniped, if you think about like, you wasted time. At least if you get sniped while doing Dectus first, it's like, okay, great, I have Dectus. Otherwise it's like, I have literally nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's that mitigating your time loss. You're going to want to go to Altus no matter what, probably on any board. So you're going to get the Altus stuff first. And if you get sniped, so be it. I'm in Altus, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Stocko is going Omen Killer here.
Kind of an awkward out of the way early play in terms of map progress. He does at least have the Stone Club, not the Whip. He'll always take that. Did remember to kill the little sniper there. Then has one Kukri to lure him up the hill.
I think I aggroed the dog.
Which this is technically the fast way of doing it. You can go down and kind of sneak up on the dogs and kill them as well.
Stocko with his patented slightly doubled audio.
Mm-hmm. Give me that
Hot.
back.
Super hot. Hot. I'm hot. Derp is hot. Derp is hot. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Scared the shit out of me, Derp.
Hi, Durf.
You are hot, though.
Yeah, NVCC's just setting up Academy, right? Like, he has no pressure. He can just kind of chill. Going to round table.
While Omen Killer does block 2 bingo threats, it doesn't create anything NVC has to worry about.
Oh.
Oh,
Stocko
geez.
gets tagged there.
Insane on that.
He's gonna have to hit list the rest of this. I mean, fire tick damage, sure, but well, now not even
Where the
fire
fuck
tick
am
damage.
This would be a pretty big time loss.
And he doesn't have any more kukris.
Yeah, he's gonna have to really get in here.
Nice stun.
That'll just about do it. Probably closer than he would have liked, but
Yeah.
the death right there would have really set him back.
Oh, he would
That
have
was- that got
he
really
would have
dangerous.
tilted off a cliff. Yeah. Also, NVCC checks roundtable, and he did buy the Onyx Lord Greatsword. So
It's a somber weapon.
technically, it is potentially viable. Is it that good? No, but in a horrible seed, you could make it work.
Now NVC, kind of C square, get square here. We got Blide on the board. Let's go get it. It's early.
And
No,
gives
no,
him-
no, no,
Setting
no.
up for Fort
Oh no,
Height.
Colin gets on his horse!
Oh no, this is the worst. This is the worst. Got him in the corner.
That's it.
That is one of the most annoying things that can happen. In
Yeah.
this game.
I was like, no way we see the first death to Kale, right?
Volley on the horse will get you, dude.
Yeah. Looks like Stocko here is just going to go third church. Grabbing the Somber 1 here from the Scarab.
Not a bad move. Save a couple thousand runes.
Yeah, the other thing I like about Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blight is, right, MVCC is up to 6 blocks already if he does get that square. Stocko is known for liking his bingos, right?
Yeah.
He's, outside of Ginger, probably the most aggressive for pushing bingos.
Yeah, I mean, that was... I remember that was kind of the meme early on, wasn't it? Stocko on column 3.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like NVCC block column 3, so the game's over, right? He wins.
Yeah, I mean, Stocko really has no counterplay at this point.
Yeah.
He only sees column 3 bingos, so the rest of this board is nonsense to him.
Sleeping Golem. I mean, what's the...
Is Sleeping Golem will play right now? It's an interesting suggestion.
I don't hate it, actually, because you have Sleeping Golem, Semshade, Spirit Ash +4, Misbegotten bosses.
Yeah, it pushes you in the right direction for a lot of
Yeah.
squares.
I don't
Avatars
know-
as well. That's an easy
Yeah.
avatar.
I don't know for sure if it's the best play, but I think it is very viable.
definitely a viable
actually.
play.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you don't start with Sleeping Golem, but like going in that direction is really good, especially for NVCC too, right? Because if he gets Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blight and Sleeping Golem, then the only 2 bingos left are column 1, row 2. Oh, and the
Yep.
diags. And the diags.
And he'll have Bryo on avatars at that point, most likely. He wants to
Mhm.
take that. Column 1 is still just a very strange column with very heavy synergy and then
Yeah.
2 weird squares.
That's why I think I would go. I think going like Spirit Ash +4 Stem Shades and then Sleeping Golem is really good.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I would go Spirit Ash +4 Stem Shades first, though. And that being said, also the row 3 sucks.
Yeah. Row 3 is awful.
Shackles, Gargs, Spirit, Horse Bosses, and Sleeping Golem. And there's kind of synergy too, because you need
Yeah.
Shackles to get into Capital. Valiant Gargs and Ancestor Spirit are both underground. Radan is a horse boss, right? Like, there's synergy.
It's a weird line.
It's very weird, but I think it works.
I'm still upset that Ancestor Spirit is not counted as a boss that rides a horse. It kind of is a horse. It's a big debate.
Yeah.
But-
Is a moose a horse? I don't know.
Sure, why not? NVC getting his summon in. Has switched to the hand axe, I believe. He got from Axe Check. Not a good weapon, but probably better than the curved sword.
Glide? Any minute
Glide
now.
doesn't really want to be
Is there a
involved yet.
single Dark Souls boss that is actually just like just a horse, no rider?
Oh, not off the top of my head, no.
I can think of the enemies in Horsefuck Valley in Dark Souls 2, but those aren't bosses.
that will be Blide. GG's. Shit her down.
Is Ludwig a horse? The chariot in DS2, I guess, kind of counts.
That's 3-1 start for NVC. He's probably feeling pretty good. Putrescent Knight is connected to his horse. That's kind of a horse.
Yeah.
There's a bull in Sekiro. That's kind of a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Thomber 2 as well for NVC. Just a nice little...
Sif is a big
Money
dog.
save.
You can ride that like a horse. That's basically a horse.
Yep, here we go. We're cooking.
Yeah, I'm sure I gave someone PTSD by mentioning Horsefuck Valley. I bought a horse mask for when I did my playthrough of that. It drove me off a cliff. I didn't finish it. It's the one thing in DS2 I've not finished is Horsefuck Valley.
Is NVC running...
I think
Yeah,
he's just
just
running
for
for... Yeah.
Did he not grab the Grace?
I mean, he also could be... Or he's going and grabbing the
Selling.
staff and selling for sorceries, right?
Yep, that's where he's going. Okay. Oh, he tricked me. You son of a bitch.
What is this tech by Stocko?
Oh, Stocko skip?
Is that a known quantity, Stocko?
There's a lot of skips down to this catacomb.
Yeah.
That one was more involved than most, but nothing crazy.
Horsefuck Valley is the worst area in all of Souls.
It's
I stand by that. It's worse than Iron Keep. It's worse than... Oh, and Milos, actually. That's the best weapon. That's the best Sombra we've seen so far.
yeah. Really bad heavy move set, but a good weapon. It's a great sword with bleed on it, and it has an Ash of War that applies a debuff to enemies. So outside of just having the worst charged R2 I've seen in my life, pretty good.
Stocko's trying to be a sneaky boy in Diagro.
Yeah, I've seen them both do that. They both tried to sneak around instead of quitting out a little bit, which is funny. It's definitely a net time loss, but the instinct to do it is hard to fight pretty often.
All right, Stocko is going to go ahead and just go for the Spirit Ash +4. Also kind of a good square to take off of NVCC, because I know NVCC likes to use the dogs on occasion. He did buy them.
Hey, rot dogs or
yeah.
Wolfpack?
Wolfpack. Well, both.
Rot dog is my dog.
Ow.
Yeah, I like the Spirit Ash +4 play as well. Like, it sets up Weeping, which good on this board. Also sets up Radon, good on this board. Sets up your Kaled, Dragon Barrel Boss, Sorcery only. It's you probably push through X-X, so you'll be close to that as well. There's a Knight's Cav that you can get in Kaled. It just sets up a lot of stuff. It's very useful.
Mm-hmm.
It's a square that doesn't always synergize well. On this board, it does well, obviously, with 2 Sim Shades and Sorcery only. But even like if you took those out of it, the map presence is still very valuable that Stocko has acquired out of doing it.
Yeah. So there is Spirit Ash +4 for Stocko, and he can probably just sit on Sem Shades. The only reason he can't is because of Sorcery only, right?
Yeah, you got to get that done.
Yeah. Stocko just went inside both the catacombs with the Sem Shades. He didn't finish them. He just got the plants and dipped.
NVC maybe a little lackadaisical here. Lackadaisical. He's kind of just puttering around. He set up his deck this. He's going to get Physic. I would have liked to see a little more urgency. He definitely could get tied up pretty quick.
Yeah. Stocko failed Celia skip beautifully. I don't know how he didn't die.
That'll happen to you.
Oh no. Another
twice in a
Can't
row.
believe this.
Good save. Good save.
This is a beautiful disaster.
Fuck you.
He's cooking.
How many times do I do this?
Don't worry, Stocko. I know you know this skip.
You fucking loser.
Stocko.
Watching to him.
Walk, go up the branch. Good job, Johnny.
Wait, you're cooking, Stocko.
Let's go.
You're cooking.
That's my
You are
fucking
cooking,
goat.
Stocko. Stocko, you're cooking so hard.
I appreciate the cooking. I do really appreciate that. It makes me feel better. Makes me feel like I'm actually cooking. Possible.
Thank you.
Not bad.
Thank you for the gift sub 3. Appreciate it. And let a merchant kill you would be an interesting square.
Surely the Saints Bridge merchant with the
Yeah.
black knife moveset is the move there.
Apparently Stocko's cooking right now. I said it. You guys heard it. You don't have Stocko's audio, do you? Ready?
No. I wish I did.
Stocko has a sound. One of his alerts is me going, "You're cooking, Stocko. You're cooking." And his chat
Yeah,
played
I've
that
heard
as he
that.
was. His chat played it as he was failing Celia skip.
Let's go. That's some alpha shit by chat. I don't usually respect them, but that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. I always find it weird. Some guys do like to have the redeems on when they play. I could not stand that. I hate audio redeems when I'm playing. Like, I just want to focus.
Oh,
Some
yeah, I got
people
the shit
like to
off.
have it though because it relaxes. I think it relaxes them.
That's fair.
I mean, every 2 seconds Moody plays, I hear about the giant horse cock.
A giant horse cock. We'll see Soar Seal here, and Stocko
Golden
actually still
12.
doesn't really have a weapon, does he?
No, the only weapon I've seen was Milos at Mistwood Merchant.
Yeah, and that was NVC, which I doubt Stocko manages to swing that check unless he gets really invested in trying to find a weapon here.
Yeah.
No reason to really kill.
I mean, he
Yura or
hasn't
do
done.
death
He hasn't
much.
been to Fort Height yet, though, so he might.
Yeah. Also,
I know-
Meteoric Ore Blade, not a bad check here for him.
Yeah, we don't see that check much.
No. It's really quick if you have the Grace just past Millicent.
Stocko might check sorceries here. He might kill. I could see him killing Pumpkinhead, checking sorceries, and then going and pushing height.
Yeah.
I think NVCC will be first to Altus, though.
Oh, almost certainly if that's what he does next.
Yeah.
Rise Hand as your next move is not bad.
I do like that a lot,
Really
right?
Not a lot left in the early game here. That's
I
worth
like that
doing.
though.
I mean,
Pick up 3 squares right away, and then just go push Altus, right?
yeah, especially on this board. You kind of want to be all over, so it's worth it to spend these for the first quarter or so of this match just spreading out.
Come on, dude. Cool. Oh my god, just
Is Stocko gonna die to a Pumpkinhead?
I mean, it can always happen.
fuck off with the
I
combo.
honestly
We
think
talked about it
you should do
yesterday.
on
No one
Torrent.
knows how to actually fight a Pumpkinhead. Not a real skill set.
He's just not stopping. Shut the fuck up.
He's got some kind of loop going on there too. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
My guy hit the same move like 15 times.
Such an annoying boss. Holy shit. Where's the grace? Fuck me.
I feel like both of them are not moving with incredible urgency, being honest.
Yeah.
See what the sorceries are. Glint Blade. That's great. That's a great one.
Yeah, that Glint Blade is perfect. He
Yeah.
also had the Tibia Fibia summons.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that like
Which-
one of the worst spells?
Yeah, no. So Rosa Sachs has the Tibia Fibia summons Ash of War, which is really good. And then you use the spell and it makes you want to really just not play the game anymore.
I don't know. Yeah, didn't someone do... I swear I saw a YouTube video of someone doing an entire run with that spell.
Father Scumnut.
Oh, yeah,
Did that
Scumnut
run.
did it, yeah. Blessed be our great father, Scumnut.
Our Lord and Savior, dude. He would have teched that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, NVC just about to get to Altus here. Means he probably gets Rise Hand up next.
Stocko
We
will
always-
also get Milos. I can't remember if Stocko likes Milos or hates it.
I don't know if
Milos.
anyone actually likes it.
Well, that's a better weapon
That
than what I
seems
had.
like a stretch.
Yeah. Also, Jiggy Mace there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Jiggy Mace.
No, it's the
Um,
monk. It's the monk flame mace.
Yeah.
Nexus called it that. It's the one where you do the little jig and then the one hand charge R2. Jiggy
Yeah.
mace.
Bro, it's just got swag.
It's our. This is match 12 of the weekend. I'm tired.
We're starting to crash out a little bit. Just a touch.
Yeah.
Milos better than Ordovis. All right, that's a take. Moving on.
Up next. All right, so MVCC gets to Altus first. I have to imagine he just goes and takes Raya's hand, right? Unless, is there anything
Yeah, you gotta
better?
go Rise Hand probably right away. That's just pretty free.
Yeah.
This board is really hard to. Like, I feel like Stocko getting Spirit Ash
Yeah.
plus 4, like, you don't want to do Sim Shades or Dragon Barrel Boss Sorcery only at that point.
Yeah. I mean, if you greed it, there could be merit to doing Smithing Stone Bell Bearings and then Raya's Hand. But I just think that seems unnecessarily greedy to establish a threat that isn't really worthwhile.
Yeah. If you're MVC going to kill Radon, doesn't feel great, but it'll get you your Misbegotten boss. It'll open up Valiant Gargs for you later. You could go do Tree Spirits, and there's really nothing in Stormvale that justifies even going to that Tree Spirit. A hard board. These all feel like very individual squares. Guess you could do Radon as a horse boss. That helps a little. It pushes you towards Capital, towards Valiant Gargs. Levels you up. That's probably a decent move here.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to chase your 10 charges or Ash of War Lightning Ram.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know if I see just like a super clear idea. I kind of just think like just get squares. I think Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing is a very important square for him to get something on that column 1.
Yeah, also maybe getting a plus 12 Frostbleed weapon if you can find it. If you
Yeah.
go kill Bogut right here and get like Star Fist or even honestly Iron Balls with just Frost on them is really good.
Yeah, also a little bit of poor routing here. It is a little faster to do Boggart, to do Raya's Hand. You should come from South Raya, run down, and then just murder Boggart, and then go to
Yeah.
her. You don't have to talk to her first. Except I think he might just not want to take the fight because he has +0. So he might just
Yeah.
I think he is just going to do the quest line because he doesn't want to take the fight. Boggart is a bit of a menace, so that's fair.
You don't have levels and you don't have +4. Yeah, probably better to let Boggart be his own man. There ain't no reason to let him fuck your life up. A tough win. Brother James?
He was going to get down and wreak havoc, so I had to. I saw him about
Mangle
to
him.
knock. He was about to knock over one of my monitors.
Good work, brother.
Yeah. Go work, old G. So yeah, MVCC does do Raya's Hand. Stocko's going to get into Altus at a very similar time, though.
Yeah.
Flail stun locks him, but you have no... That's a no-hit strat. It's not guaranteed in bingo.
Yeah, you need... Well, with Knight Rider's Flail, it's almost guaranteed, I would think. Ash of War shouldn't use that much.
That was not Zamor, that was Freya's. That was Freya's and the Morningstar. Which honestly, if you do plan on getting Smithing Stone +12, Morningstar is good.
Or Frost Stomp Morningstar is very usable.
Yeah.
Especially-
NVCC needs to go for Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearings now, because if he loses that to Stocko, he's in trouble immediately.
Yep.
Stocko has Sorcery only and Shade set up. He needs to know that it has to be Bell Bearings. And you don't need a weapon for bell bearings. I also anticipate, I know how aggressive Stocko is. I feel like he just rushes this.
That does sound an awful lot like Stocko, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
NVC gonna head towards EG.
Yeah, because he's
Make
going to
a
upgrade.
+2 or +3 weapon. He has the Somber 2 already. And it's a NVC, yeah.
I just think this could get real
his most
scary for
important
him.
Square. I don't think he recognizes that at all. Is going to be my guess.
Yeah, because Stocko's prepped for sorcery only.
Yep, he's prepped for sorcery only. He's prepped for sim shades. The only thing he doesn't and can't have prepped is obviously shackles.
Shackles.
But realistically, at the pace we're kind of seeing right now, he can probably break into capital and get shackles.
Yeah. I mean,
Far
there's
ahead
enough.
of
There's
anything
enough
NVC could
capital
do.
and DTS and stuff that like there is legitimate like. You could argue that Stocko just rushes it.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be a little too long of a play, but at this point, now that we're kind of seeing how the board is playing
Yeah.
out,
Also, yeah, the top right diag too. You could feed something off of that, right?
yeah. Is there anything like it's crazy to say this, but is there anything faster than shackles on the board right now? Like, are any of the bingos
Yeah,
faster?
tree
Maybe column
spirits.
4?
Tree spirits is fast, especially once you have.
Yep, row 2 is really fast. If you want to
I mean,
get
that's
it.
the other thing too. Stocko could go bell bearing sorcery only, tree spirits flash charges, right, and set up the other diag, right?
You could. Yeah, row 5 is really fast, actually.
Yeah.
There's none of them feel like there's any synergy in them. You're just going to do 5 individual squares, whereas column 1 has that nice benefit of 3 connected.
Execucy.
Execucy, always a move. Exekis. Yeah, this feels... Losing bell bearings here feels really bad. If you're
Yeah, no,
NVC.
NVCC should have rushed bell bearings before he got his weapon online. Like, that was his biggest mistake. Bell bearings is... Because Stocko effectively already has 3 squares on that line.
Yeah.
Like, and you know it, too, because he has Semshade set up.
Yeah, there's no good way to know he has a good spell, but it's like a reasonable
Yeah.
assumption generally. Like checking Selin almost always results in something usable.
And at least he's like, you don't know that he's checked Selin, but at least you know that he's ahead of it. Like, he has the Semshade set up, which the Semshade is the boss that you do for sorcery only. So at the very least, NVCC knows that Stocko is ahead of him on that square.
Yeah. I think it's a fair argument that Stocko is just straight up ahead in this game right now, even though it's 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, the counter threat, there still is synergy, though, that you could take care of and kind of make Stocko freak out, right? You can do tree spirits and flash charges.
Yep.
Yeah, that is his water, by the way. James like his water on the counter. I know people are talking about James. That's his water. Yes, his water's on the counter.
It's so he can see while he drinks.
Exactly.
Gotta keep an eye out, guys.
He also doesn't like cat bowls. I have to give him like Tupperware. He used to like to drink out of mugs, and then he started breaking the mugs.
So now he gets Tupperware.
Yeah, so now he gets Tupperware.
Tough life, dude.
Yeah.
It's tough life. Is there any way for Stocko to incident here? I don't think so.
The only way would be skip. Like if
Oh,
he
yeah, if he
tries
goes
to
for the
force the
skip.
skip. Yeah.
The worst skip in the game.
I think NVCC is going tree spirits. Like I do think this is I think tree spirits and charges might be the appropriate counterplay. No, but no. Oh no, this could be really bad. He's going
Yeah.
bell bearings. He
Ooh,
can't
it's
try
just-
to chase. If you lose bell bearings, you can't try to chase. Like, I actually don't know what you do. Like, because trying to chase would just be a mistake.
You have to like force a bingo on.
Yeah, like, I think you just go DTS, Tree Spirit, Sacred Flash charges, and try to push other things, right?
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, you're not even gonna be able to stop sim shades after this, so both diagonals are probably off the board.
Yeah.
You could go to shackles, but you probably just outright lose if you go to shackles.
Yeah.
Regardless if Stocko does or doesn't push shackles, I think if he does, you lose it, and if he doesn't, you just lose. And the other option is you don't push it, he doesn't push it, and it's looming over your head the entire game. And could be done at any moment. Column 4, yeah, is maybe faster.
Yeah, like I think you need to just push other threats and like push squares.
Yeah. I think column 4 would be all that's really left. Stocko did not grab the Grace, but is not doing the skip either.
Does this? Why is he doing this drop? Where is he going? Why did he do this drop down?
Maybe he knows something we don't. Let's see here.
A somber 2 and 3.
I mean, okay.
Okay.
No, that's actually really good. Pretty deep cut right there, but that's really
That's
good.
a really deep cut.
Yeah. The shortcut off the elevator to get a somber 2 and 3 and rail Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, dude.
I mean, it's not a shortcut because he went.
Yeah.
It's a long cut, and then you get. But is that a
passage.
1 right there, or is that a? Isn't there a
That's
faster
1.
2 and 3? No, the 1's by the door. Because can't you grab? Isn't there like a 2 or a 3? Isn't there a 3 at the very start, and then that one in that rock pile is a 2? So isn't that slower to get the 1 through 3 here?
I am not entirely sure.
This is the 1.
All right, Stone Club busts its way back out. Turning out to be a great purchase here from Stocko.
Yeah.
Not gonna have to worry about the weird kind of overshield deal because of strike damage. You go right through that on Crystallians. And now that that's broken, you just get to spam the club and it's crazy fast light attacks.
And NVCC is going to be stuck in the tunnel. Like
He'll have to
deep into
mog
the
out.
tunnel.
And then go up and out.
No. All right.
All right, here comes some pretty fucking deep and devastating problems for NVC.
Yeah, because now Stocko gets int tier, and then he does the sorcery on the shade, and then he kills the other shade. NVCC, the thing number one thing he cannot do is he cannot try to chase this.
Yeah,
he will
can't
just
follow
lose.
Shades.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
This is really nasty.
Yeah. This is a predicament.
Yeah, Stocko already has the physic tier and everything. Like, he's going to get sorcery only now.
And once sorcery only drops,
Yeah. Like I said, I think you just go. I think you just go.
Also, decent counterplay. It's not great.
What diag?
If you could get sorcery only, I guess you get the block then. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think either you, like, this is an impossible spot because, like, there's capital, but it's so deep. I mean, no one has any shard bearers dead. Like,
No.
maybe you try to just take value. Like, you need to just get Stocko to not go for it, right? Like, that's basically what you have to do. And there are ways that you do that are like you make Stocko think that you're going for it and take the value away. Also potentially column 4 as counterplay, right? Like, that's why I think going DTS, right? Like, take some of the value away. Also make Stocko think that you're maybe ahead on shackles. DTS counts as a horse boss. You can get charges on your way. Charges you could do Tree Spirits charges Draconic, right? And I think if
That
you
works.
do those squares, you can scare Stocko off of it. But this could get really bad.
I don't even know if that scares you off though, because you still have to assume like, when did you do your shard bearers, right?
Yeah.
And why? Outside of Radon, what are you doing Renola and Godric for. Especially early on a board that doesn't really encourage them. Flint Blade, weapon of choice for hitless randomizer, showing why.
Yeah.
Renalifer imbued,
Okay.
I guess. That would be the justification.
Yeah, and he was running to the shade.
Oh no, he
And
was
Stocko's
chasing.
gonna finish. Yeah, he was chasing. Stocko's gonna finish his food here too, which he should do, which is like the correct play, and just go for the shade. I mean, hell, he might just sorcery only the shade. It might actually be faster.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I think that's exactly what he's gonna do right here.
Yeah. And you can just walk away. You don't have to deal with the crap from it. Man, NVCC was off to such a bait. If NVCC just doesn't upgrade his weapon and goes Smithing Stone first, this is an entirely different game that Stocko's in deep shit.
Yeah.
NVCC is going for the Avatar.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if that's it.
Wow, this is slow.
Damage is alright.
Oh, he didn't.
Bad.
He did the Charge R2 after the Shriek of
Oh, this
Milos.
is a combo. Okay.
Oh no.
He forgot about the, because it changes the Charge R2 moveset. Gives you that horrible roar one, and he was just in an animation and couldn't stop it. Oh, this is so bad. Because
Yeah, this is about to really crumble for NVC.
yeah, he was so good. No, he's +4, I think. Yeah, Stocko is just using magic glint blades, and this shade's gonna just simply die.
No, I can do this.
Almost got caught by the goop, but
Yep, that
not.
shade's for Stocko. And the question is, what does Stocko do now? Does Stocko push it? If anyone pushes it, it's Stocko.
yeah. If anyone was gonna push Shackles to bingo early. And realistically, you have to kill Radon, who you're already really close to. Godric, DTS, and then like a run for Shackles.
I would do DTS early and flash charges, right? Because like
Yeah. Get the
you
block
don't
on
want to
farm
get
still.
counter bingoed, right? Like, dude, I think the best play for either of them is like still some combination of tree spirits, flash charges, DTS, right?
Yeah.
Because Alex's best counterplay might just be the line race, right?
Yeah, column 4 at this point I think is his best
Oh,
move.
that was...
Yeah.
I don't think you can get column 2 in a reasonable enough time. Just because Valiant Guards. Column
Yeah.
5 requires Morgott, which is just way too far.
And obviously row 3's you might, well, you're that one's cooked, right? You can't line.
Row 3's
yeah.
cooked. I mean, it really is column 4.
It's column 4.
five, or-
Column 4
yeah.
only option.
Which is why he's doing avatars. The problem is, I understand why he's doing this one. Probably wants to get a lot of stats and really be able to start moving.
Yeah.
But this is by far the longest avatar.
Yeah, Strump, if you were gone, Alex was ahead on Altus and then went to set up his weapon, and because of that, Stocko sniped him on Smithing Stone bell bearings.
Yep. Granted, even had they been even, I think Stone Club. might
No,
still edge
he was
Stocko.
so far ahead. He would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because he did the balloon, he popped balloons and stuff too. Right?
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
like he just went to upgrade.
And I talked about it earlier when he was kind of running through Mistwood, just picking up like
Oh, wow.
charges, getting third church. That was I wanted him to be more aggressive because I was hoping like you got to lead, like keep moving. But I also understand setting yourself up for the future, especially on a board as spread out as
Yeah.
this. It just felt like NVC had a really good advantage early and could have shut down that column 1, which I think was the biggest worry immediately as soon as Spirit Ash +4 got marked.
Yeah.
I did not press this twice. I swear to God.
Almost through with this putrid avatar though. outpost is enough. 90,000 runes there, and with no economy squares on the board, that's just
there's
all
no
levels.
eco squares. Yeah. What is Stocko doing here? I think just
9 could
seeds.
be
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, he's just probably just shutting down column 4 and column 2.
I mean, I would go kill. You can also kill the Altus. At this point, you could kill the Altus Tree Spirit for a seed. That being
Yeah.
said, though, I don't know if Stocko's upgraded his weapon.
He did. It's +4.
Okay.
I believe he already had it mostly upgraded. 'Cause I think he had 27,000 runes. He had all the smithing stones pretty much, so 18,000 left over. Not bad. NVC getting to work on his second avatar. Unfortunately, I think 10 flash charges is going to ruin his counter threat here.
5, 7. Stocko's 1 short. He's 9. Where is he going for his last seat?
Is there even a seat over here? I'm trying to think.
No.
Stocko about to pull some deep tech on us, perhaps? Oh, there is Kenneth.
Kenneth.
There is a seat over here.
Kenneth. That is not the fact. He should just kill the Altus.
Did he grab the Academy key? Could he have gotten the one in Rhea?
I don't know. I mean, he should just kill the Tree Spirit in Altus at that point, right? But I don't know.
Hey,
Fair enough.
no,
It works.
Picking Kenneth, dude.
Yeah.
This is as long as he kicks him, this is peak. So there are no cheeses allowed under our rule set. You can't gravity cheese or AI manipulate bosses. However, the exception is Kenneth Height.
And Moongrim, because Moongrim's just suicidal.
But yeah, Moongrim just jumps off the edge. You can't really do
Yeah.
much about that.
It is slower for him to kick Kenneth, though. It is objectively worse.
No. No, it's not.
Believe me.
Yeah, why didn't he go from third church also? That's
Don't
the other
ask
question.
questions.
He's gonna kick him too.
That's right. This is the only path forward.
This is the worst best play I've ever seen.
That was
Where'd my
the
man die?
best way to get
He
it.
can't find the seed.
Where did he die?
Oh, it was in the bush on that tree. There you
Bush you
go.
mentioned.
This will be the third avatar for NVC. Unfortunately, that won't mean much. I think from here, it's either DTS. I mean, you do DTS first, and then it's a shackle race. There's not, unless Stocko decides to go for majority for some reason, but I would be pretty surprised to see that out of him. I imagine he feels pretty good about going to get his shackles here,
Yeah.
especially once he sees this avatar marked.
Yeah, and go DTS now.
So honestly, if you're NVC right there, it might be better to not mark avatars if you can see the flash charges and go get DTS. Kind of hide what you've been doing. Maybe make him think, oh, he knew where the
Yeah.
threat was and he's ahead of me.
What is Stocko doing? Oh, he wanted to level. Okay.
24 health, that should be enough to take a hit.
Yeah.
2 blues, he might be thinking about the magic limp blades as well as an item here, as a weapon to use.
No, I think he's just thinking about the Shriek.
Does that use that much? I'm not as familiar with that Ash of War.
Doesn't use a ton.
Is there any... There really is no counter bingo here.
No,
For
there's
NVC.
none. He has Because his other bingo's available, right? It has to be a bingo that doesn't require capital, right? Because Shackles is the fastest capital square. So he has 3 bingos available, but column 3 is cooked, right? Because that one you'd block. Column 5 is cooked because of Morgott. And then, I mean, maybe you can get row 2, but Gargs. Or column 2, but Gargs. And you're doing DTS too. Like at that point, Shackles is faster, right?
Yeah. Stocko's just gonna get DTS here as well, so that'll make things really hard. It's unfortunate.
NVCC is gonna go Tree Spirits, I think.
Not the worst move. He could also just be going Godric. He might just be
Setting it up, yeah.
starting his run towards the Shackles here. It wasn't Stocko, you might be willing to call the bluff a bit here.
Yeah.
And it might actually be a bluff because forcing your opponent to get the capital early on this board isn't necessarily great for you, but there's a lot of other stuff you can go do in the meantime.
Admittedly, if I'm NVCC at this point, this is where I just start to try to play mind games and just like get as many squares as I can and make my opponent freak out. Like I think literally just a straight psychological game is his best chance.
Yeah. Can you get 8 squares in time on this board?
No, but if you make your opponent freak out, maybe.
Yeah, if you can get your opponent to pivot off and say, all right, like maybe I need to
I've done it to Durf before. I've had a similar situation when I was playing Durf in a practice game, and I just started marking a bunch of squares and made him freak out, and then he didn't finish his bingo.
Yeah, and Stocko probably knows his time well enough to understand what would it be 8 squares on this board before Shackles is
Stocko goes
pretty
for the
unlikely.
For like no reason.
Hey.
Almost gets fireballed and gets in an extra like 60 damage, but fair enough.
Worth it.
Oh.
Hello.
Stocko, just be aggressive.
Getting his heal in.
There he goes.
And there it is. And, oof. This is starting to look really bad.
Really, really bad. And like literally, the bell bearing snipe changed the entire game.
Yes.
Yes, it is lockout bingo. It is lockout. So, yeah.
NVC's ahead on Godric by a good margin, but he does not have DTS dead, and he's behind on Radon. So I
Question
think
is
pretty
Stocko
far
going
behind in this race.
I think he's going Radon now.
Surely he would have gone from the Simshade Grace.
Or is this Execusi? Stocko could just be going majority and like shutting down other bingos, right?
Yeah. I'd be a little surprised to see that.
NVCC's lockout means like once you claim a square, your opponent cannot.
Correct.
There are ways you can play without locking out, where like you race to do X amount of lines or something like that. But yeah. All right, Stocko is going Execusi.
Interesting. We were both very ready for the bingo there, but it looks like Stocko was not as committed to that idea as we maybe thought. This would be the last block he really needs to not worry about counter bingo as well.
Stocko, why are you just hit the head? Those do like 2 damage and they don't do bleed. He's getting really cute.
They all missed, actually,
Yeah.
which is very strange.
Stocko, put the glint blade away.
Hey,
Put it away.
Don't talk about Glint Blade that way.
Put the glint blade away, Stocko.
It's good.
Stocko, you are not cooking. You are not cooking, Stocko. Okay, great. Combined with all 3 glint blades, he did the same damage as 1 jump or 2. Incredible. With no bleed. And NVCC goes down.
Oh no. And that's the other thing about the shackles threat, right? Even if you do manage to go and get shackles, how much are you going to lose in the meantime?
You will lose everything.
Oh, yeah.
Another stop.
All hopes and dreams will get crushed.
Oh, big bleed.
Wow, I can't believe that hit with a bleed. He barely tickled the tip of his chin with that sword. Back to first step for Stocko as NVC continues his journey with DTS.
I didn't hit.
Down 8-5 now. After that opening play through Raya's hand, been tough going.
Stocko's going Radon now.
Ow.
Yeah, worst
Right.
comes to worst here.
And
He
it's
just
good
gets
synergy,
capital,
too.
even if he loses shackles, right?
Well,
Which
also,
isn't bad.
Radon's a horse boss. It sets up Crucible Knight Misbegotten Warrior duo for Caleb to go duo trio and Misbegotten bosses.
Yep. Also sets up Valiant Gargs and a faster path to Ancestor Spirit that way.
Yeah.
Although a longer fight to Ancestor Spirit also. And depends on how you want to take that. Capital access at this point probably going to be how we see Sleeping Golem get done as well. It's kind of hard to imagine either of these players are going to go down to the Trap Chest and Weeping.
Yeah.
Stocko could kill the Gargs and go to Capital to be his chance. This is true.
Yeah.
That is something that can happen in the game.
God. I'm so glad Fia's chance is not a square.
Yeah.
I know it was a square in Brawler Season 1. Was it a square in Season 2?
I believe so. I do recall watching Bushy do that in a game, I believe.
It was in Season 2?
And there's DTS for NVC.
Yeah.
And you know, he's probably very focused on getting that, and now he's sitting here like, holy shit, I still have so much more work to do.
Yep.
It's kind of the worst thing about being forced into Capital is you realize how much work you're going to have to do as you're down 8-5 as well.
Reap, you redeemed gift sub, so I gifted you a sub. That's how that works.
Yep, that is how that works.
Yeah.
I tried to give it.
That's not how that works. You have to say. You didn't say anything. All right, Stocko's fighting Radon here, and NVCC's in on Godric, so we'll go back to the dual screen.
Yeah, this is... I mean, if they come out of these at the same time, it just means Stocko's pretty much way ahead. He will have to get through all of Stormveil, but Radon is the longer fight and arguably the longer run for NVC.
Both of them in the phase transition at the same time.
It was a good bleed before the phase transition there.
Threep, thank you so much for the gift sub. Appreciate you. Stocko, put away the glint blades.
Stop. You gotta stop talking bad about the glint blades. Yeah, that was like 300-400 damage.
No, because he got an R1 in at the same time. It was like 200 or 300. It was like 200 at best.
Hater. Wrote up and loved the glint blades. I would never talk bad about the glint blades.
Godric will be half dead for Stocko by the time Godric is done monologuing. This attack's scary. Nice roll. Especially because now he's one-handing Milos, so he's just losing out on damage because he wants to have the glint blades.
But a better move set if you one-hand Milos, fun fact.
Really?
No. It's still shit.
I
It's
fell
still
right
dog
into
shit.
that one. Also, guys, we do have one more matchup after this. The last match of the weekend, Dino versus Durf. I'll be joined by Shura on commentary, and that one's going to be a huge one. Both of them are in the fight for playoffs in that Red Mains division. The loser will go down to 3 losses, so it'll be also be a very important tiebreaker. So a really, really big game between Dino and Durf in the Red Mains division right after this.
That'll be a great one. And NVC could end up ahead on Shackles.
Yeah, but Stocko's just going horse bosses.
That's fair.
Because this is what, 3? Right?
Come here, fucker.
Radon plus
Is there
this.
any way if NVCC gets Shackles?
Get Shackles. We'll have
I mean, there's only
Cryo
3
on
capital
Warlock
squares.
and Sleeping
Yeah.
Golem. I mean, it ties. It doesn't even tie the game because we'll get the horse bosses done first here.
Night Rider's Blade.
And then, yeah, that is his 3rd horse boss, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, the only way is if Stocko gets horse bosses and then pushes capital and he ends up on a snipe train. Stocko's safe here if he just does horse bosses and then like lightning ram and imbued keys and stuff.
Yeah. I am surprised I guess just doing Radon makes sense. We maybe felt like he was really pushing Shackles just because he went into DTS, but that's a square. Radon opens up a lot for you and is a horse boss. That might have never been his intention.
I mean, wow.
So, yeah, the only way he
wow,
does
look
lose
how
this
good
game
those
is
glint blades
lose
were,
that.
by the way. Look how good they were.
That was free damage.
Yeah, because he totally couldn't have ran up faster.
You just have an aversion to free damage.
Yep.
That's not my fault. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of Milos doing sort of Milos things. I talk a lot of shit about this weapon, but it actually is pretty good.
It just sucks to use, but because it's an R1 machine on a greatsword, which feels like such a waste.
Yeah.
It is R1
But
spam, yeah.
bleed greatsword. Right.
Also, guys,
so
thank you so much for the support. I appreciate everything. I mean, honestly, like I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm sure, it was literally I guess a little bit more than a year ago now or whatever, whenever Bingo Brawler Season 3 was going on, that I was just like watching and being like, oh, like this is so cool. Like I wish I could play, right? And, it just, yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible experience, right? Everything that we've built, and it's thanks to everybody, right? And yeah, just incredibly grateful and thankful because obviously you can't do a league on your own. It requires a lot of other people and a lot of hard work, and yeah, it allows me to live out this stupid dream of mine.
pretty sick.
Yeah, you can only
Got a good
imagine what my
feeling.
grandmother said when I said, hey, I'm gonna drop out of law school and I don't really know what to do with my life right now, so I'm just gonna play video games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I dropped a similar bar last night. I don't think you were there. Where I was like, yeah, when parents go and have a child and they first look at it, their hope and dream is, and I hope this thing plays a fuck ton of video games, dude.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's a good time. All right. I'm living my best life. Just like Mr. Hughes.
Stocko gets the horse bosses down. Now, NVCC does go Radon, but yeah, Stocko's going for Duo Trio. Misbegotten bosses and Crucible Knight synergy.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Not your favorite move, no?
That'll put him at. He gets the duo trios here. That's 10 squares.
There you go.
Has to clean up 3. Doesn't even really have to go to capital. Can kind of go wherever for those 3. So
Yeah, Stocko's played this really well.
I would've
Not
loved to
rushing
seen
the
this
bingo
guy
was very
first.
smart. I expected him to because he's Stocko, but went against
It
the
was
grain. Yeah, and
Probably
it was
the wrong call.
yeah.
Granted, with how this fight is going, I guess NVC doesn't like summoning. He might have been able to get ahead on Godric.
I don't think so.
The hell?
We'll go dual screen because Stocko's fighting Crucible Knight Misbegotten Warrior duo.
Yeah, one of the harder fights in the game, honestly, in terms of just like annoyance level if you don't have enough damage to kill this Misbegotten. It can be just 2 1v1s essentially if you're fast enough. But when you're not, it's a real bummer dealing with this guy running you down as a Crucible Knight does all of its combined fuck shit.
All right, NVCC gets Radon down.
He'll finally be able to go to Capital and get his shackles, but that's still another several minutes before he's actually back in the game playing.
Gets
Is
the Misbegotten down quickly.
Down just in time. Crucible Knight was rolling up there. Yeah, jump attacks here are actually going to be useful if Stocko knows where to squeeze them in. Oh, geez. Really went for that one. You see Stocko doing the hit the shield and strafe tech. I see a lot of people hit the shield and dodge, and it infuriates me, so I love seeing a fellow strafer out here. Glint Blade's coming out. Fuck, only one of them hits.
No, 2 of them hit. 2 of them hit. Well, one of them got blocked. So 1.5.
Listen, they're good. Let them cook.
So good. So incredibly good.
Actually,
That was kind of worth it.
this time they might actually be worth it. We finally found the boss where the Glint Blade really is showing its stuff.
Fuck you, dude.
Rambler backing me up on being on the strafe gang. And I do understand that you dodge it sometimes just to not get hit, right?
Yeah.
Dodge is better than strafe in terms of consistency.
Well, it depends on the weapon, right? If you have a real, if you have a heavier weapon, sometimes you literally will miss the strafe because you're in the recovery animation for too long.
Yep. Especially with like colossal weapons as well. Usually the dodge light attack is very good, or even the dodge heavy. So there's definitely ways that you would want to dodge that attack instead, for sure. But who
Stocko's
doesn't
not
love a
just gonna
good
clean up
strafe in Elden
Misbegotten.
Ring?
I know Mouse loves this good strafe. Reddy, have you ever seen the videos of Mouse fighting shit?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna put it in chat. Mouse, I glaze you sometimes. You're just gonna have to accept it. He does no roll, no hit on like every single boss in Elden Ring, and
Oh
it's
my.
like the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen.
That's pretty nasty, actually. 'Cause I did
Yeah.
a no roll, no parry, no block, and I'll tell you what, brother. It's not good.
Yeah, look at some of his stuff. It's insane. If you ever have time and want to see like the most incredible fights, it's gorgeous. The mid-row one is my favorite, personally.
Let's see. Stocko stepping up to fight the number one.
Why is it so loud? What did Stocko do to his audio?
GG's. Shit her down.
Oh, I know why it was so loud. That wasn't Stocko. That was Mouse's YouTube video was playing through.
Nice.
That's what that was.
Nice.
My bad. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so that's misbegotten bosses. I think Stocko, I don't know, Sleeping Golem.
Might as well.
Alex is going Lightning Ram. Stocko's going Tree Spirits.
I mean, yeah, at this point,
Yeah,
hold
I
that
mean,
shackle
I
cryo,
think
dude.
Alex has realized that Stocko played him a fool.
Yep. He sent you on the goose chase.
Yeah.
Free Spirit in Altus, not the hardest fight. Just
Oh, and also, yeah, the other
Amount of health.
diag. He might try to bingo on the other diag, which, to be fair, a bingo win would be good for Stocko because of tiebreaks, right?
yeah, bingo win plus getting 13 squares is the most valuable thing you can do. This wouldn't be 13, but would be 12.
Yeah, because with a win by bingo here, Stocko will be tied. So only actually 4 different players in the recusants have bingo wins. Nexus has 3, Shura and Nartok both have 2, and Stocko has 1 right now. Nix, what happened was NVCC was up 4-2. He had Margit, Raya's Hand, Crackpots, and Blide. And then he went and upgraded his weapon, and as a result, Stocko got sniped. Stocko sniped him on bell bearings. And then
Yeah.
Stocko had huge priority on Sem Shades. Yeah, so it's been an
Yeah.
8-1 run since. Like that was
And I don't know if I'd call it a comeback. I think Stocko was probably looking at column 1 the entire time
yeah.
and knew that if he pushed that threat, like the bingo's just fast enough, NVC really has to respect it. And if he goes and gets blocks on other bingo lines, like there's not much that
Yeah.
can be done. Like I think he really played NVC.
He
Even
did
though-
also get lucky that NVCC upgraded, because if NVCC
Yeah.
doesn't upgrade his weapon, right, then it's a 5-2 game. Stocko has very limited bingo pressure remaining. Like, the lead was more dominant with Stocko getting it, right, because that bingo threat was so ominous, but Stocko's in a horrible spot if he loses bell bearings. It is more
It's also lucky he got Omen Killer, because
Yeah.
that could have been a problem early as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think NVC kind of surprised him early, but Stocko found a
Yeah.
very good way to recover it.
well, Stocko was looking at column 1 from the start. You can tell because of the way that he didn't go for Margit parries. He didn't he literally one of the first things he did was check the spell in Celia and grab Meteorite Staff, right? So he was clearly eyeing it from the start, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just tough. That column
Really
1
tough.
is just devastating if you can't manage to snag either any of the non-Margit more shackle squares. You need something there.
Yeah, because if MVCC gets Smithing Stone, I mean, we're legitimately looking at a game with a very high upset probability.
Yep.
And Stocko, knowing Stocko, would have tilted out of his mind if
Oh,
he got
yeah.
sniped there. He would have crashed out hard.
We didn't get the riposte there. Head sank into the ground. Free Spirit's always kind of an awkward enemy. There's a second Tree Spirit down.
Yeah.
An NVC finally going for his shackles here, but has 2 full bingo threats to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And Stocko's not even going Ancestor.
Probably going duo trios?
I mean, yeah, okay. He's going Sleeping Golem.
Interesting.
I kind of expected him to go for the bingo, actually, on Ancestor. Like, at this point, it's 11-6, and in the case that tiebreakers do matter, right, take it. Because you have another threat.
But Sleeping Golem puts him to 12, and it's his pick from there. I mean, getting into Rhea and starting to push imbued sword keys and nobles, just a winning play.
Yeah. Stocko doesn't like to go for bingos when they might be worth something.
That's right.
True.
That wild goose chase decided this game is just so tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've seen that a lot this weekend, right? Like the player who's been better able to manipulate his opponent and send him on a chase has won, right? I think that's why the Rambler Sirius game was so good and so interesting tactically, because they were both sending each other into undesirable squares, right?
Yep. Possible game of the year. That was a really impressive tactical game from both players.
Yeah, I mean, that one's up there. The Strump Helios game from week 1 is up there. I think, to be fair, I don't think it can win, but the Ginger 6-0 bingo over Helios has to be at least considered, right?
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah. Oh, Stocko crashed.
Gonna get a pause here.
Stocko, you crash?
Yeah.
You need to pause? All right. Yo, NVCC, can you pause? Stocko crashed.
No.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
Play on. Fine.
play on. All right, all in pause.
I'm
Play
loading
on.
in. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
loading in. Thank you.
Okay.
I need to refresh Stocko's stream, I think. There we go.
That did look like a pretty massive crash.
Yeah, it looked, because his stream stuttered too. That's why. Normally, it looked, if it's like a minor crash, I wasn't going to stop it, but his stream went to hell too. So that's why I brought him in. But
Yeah, that looked a lot bigger than it was. I thought that was for sure going to be a problem. but
I thought
guess
his
not.
whole PC shit the bed, honestly. I was expecting to bring him into the call and him just to be unresponsive.
Jackal number 2 about to come in, and we'll finally see the bingo blocked by NVC. My goat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I really do feel for him, because this very well could have, like, he played really well at the start. It was just this decision to upgrade rather than going bell bearings immediately was game losing.
Yeah. And even if he can go, if he just pushes Omen Killer as well, instead of Blide, maybe.
Well, because also if you think about it, right, if you go back to that position, NVCC's threatening row 2, Stocko hadn't even upgraded his weapon yet, right?
Yep.
Which I guess NVCC wouldn't have either, but it would not have been a bad, like, it would have been a pretty dominant spot.
Yeah,
right?
for as out of control as this game got for NVC, I think there's something to be said about he had a really good chance early, actually.
Yeah. I mean, he played more principled early. Stocko just greeted for bingo pressure. And to be fair, it worked, right?
Yep. And you could see him kind of fold back on that when he went to Omen Killer. He had everything set up and realized, this was maybe a little longer than I thought.
Milo sucks for this guy because you can't do
the
charge
jump,
row 2s.
going for the jump attack poise damage. Which with great swords is actually honestly pretty reasonable. It's why I don't mind Sword of Milos and Death Poker as much. Like, it sucks to not have a charge star too, but you can sub in the jump attack essentially.
All right, there's Sleeping Golem, and now Stocko is going Ancestor.
NVC not sure what to do.
No, Stocko's not going Ancestor. Is he going Kayla Duo Trio? Yep.
Probably.
He has one. It's just one?
Did he get one? Oh yeah,
Crucible
he
Knight
got the
Misbegotten.
Crucible Knight Misbegotten duo. So yeah, I mean, he can just go do Watchdogs and pumpkin heads, and those are right
Yeah.
next to each other right here. It's a pretty quick way to clean it up.
And that's game.
Also, of everything on this board, arguably the most colossal waste of time. Like, everything else maybe feels a little better if you're NVC to go for.
Yeah. I think
Not
NVCC
waste
might
of
just be
time, but
going
it just-
Morgott. Yeah.
It's not the square I would put my money on.
To be fair, I mean, from NVCC, I'd be pissed. Like, just
Yeah.
the fact that he's playing it all is actually a testament, because I would be so pissed.
Oh, I'd be
Right.
running any percent speed runs on a new character if it was
Yeah. Okay, Mitris. Mitris.
I'd be running lobster crab ladder percent
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah.
My favorite speed run.
Because yeah, he had this too. Like he and maybe not had the whole thing, but he was in a great spot early, and then like yeah, I'd be so tilted.
Oh yeah.
Also, I
Especially
want
when
to
you
say
made the right call on bell bearings. Like you knew that's what you
Yeah.
needed to do, and you just lose it to a snipe. That hurts.
massive thank you to Ratty, by the way, for joining us on commentary. Please go make sure to give him a follow. And dude, I honestly have you here so much. I need to just make like a Ratty Ride command to like plug your YouTube.
All good. I'm just
Make
here
sure
to
to give him
vibe.
a
I
follow.
like talking about bingo. I like watching bingo. This gives me a good excuse to do it and not work. So
Yeah.
wondering why I'm not uploading videos playing Moose.
Oh,
Gold free? Actually a sneaky boss in bingo. I've learned this lesson. He's really easy, but for some reason, in bingo, he'll just get you. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if he levels up because of the randomizer or what, but I've seen this man take souls.
Yeah. You know, it was Ellie versus I called it. It was Ellie versus Malta in the Crucible or in the qualifiers,
Yep.
right?
Yes, I believe it was.
Stocko's doing the Watchdog duo, but we'll keep it with NVCC here.
Yeah.
Stocko's got the duo and yep, duo's down. This will probably
Who's gonna
I don't think
duo?
NVCC is gonna have time for Morgott. This will probably be the last fight of the game for him.
Yep. Probably a 13-7 finish, which all things considered very respectable with how he had
Yeah.
to deal with an insane bingo threat.
Looks like Stocko's going Nox duo.
Yeah, Nox Duo actually probably faster than
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead Duo. Fair enough.
oh,
No.
okay.
Gold free, dude. I told you, he's a sneaky bastard. He'll get you when you least expect it. And by that, I mean right at the end of the fight when it is the most damaging and heartbreaking. That really sucks.
All right, this will be the final square of the game from Stocko. Just a really, really great game from him.
Yeah.
And a huge win. He'll move to 3-2. And, you know, he's put himself
Well,
in
good
good
shot.
position, but, you know, the war's ahead as he looks to finish out this season and push for playoffs, right?
Yeah, there's at least one more loss on his record. He's got me, so, I mean, it's happening. He's not winning that. Oh, the glint blades come out. Let's go. Look at that. That's like... And that's damage for sure. And actually, this is kind of tech, because he's not close enough to them to have to worry about getting hit. Perhaps one hitless fight to finish it off here for Stocko.
Seemingly possible if you have enough flasks. Wait, you don't even need that many. This is only like 2 flasks.
And the interesting fact about Glint Blade and what makes it actually a really useful
That
spell
was just OP as hell.
is generally bosses that do dodge spells dodge the casting animation of it, not the actual shooting of the glint blade. So as long as you wait until like they're starting to shoot to finish casting, you can usually get 3 or 4 in. They will not even attempt to dodge these.
And that'll do
That'll
it.
be a hitless Nox duo to finish it off. Nasty.
Should be it.
GG's to Stocko.
Alex.
GG's indeed. Played a really good game.
Yeah.
Was in maybe a little bit of a scary position there and really recovered it.
And NVCC does get gold free down. But yeah, I mean, maybe the most fundamentally sound game we've seen out of Stocko.
Yep. I think we were both shocked he didn't push either of the bingos.
I am
Particularly
too.
the first one.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and bring him in. GG's, gentlemen. GG's.
Jeez.
Jeez. Yes, good game.
Yeah, Stocko, congratulations on the win. I assume you were eyeing column 1 from the start, right? At least putting the pressure on.
Yeah, I was. I didn't know how much I would actually go for the bingo, but I needed that pressure to like get my head straight. I didn't really know how to go about this board. But I knew that Cemetery Shades and Spirit Ash is nice, especially with sorcery. I just needed those bell bearings, so I was quite worried when Alex got Raya's hand before I even got to Altus.
Yeah, it was a very honestly like the whole game would have flipped. It was you sniped him badly. Alex set up his weapon first, and that was the difference. Because if
Yeah, that was a big
Holy
mistake.
shit.
if Alex goes and gets bell bearings, I mean it was more dire for him if you get bell bearings than it was for you if he gets bell bearings. But like you're not in a good spot. You're in a very bad spot, right? That square really swung the game massively.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. And I honestly was going through the same things probably Alex was, because I had the grace for EG, I had the stones, I had the money, and I just didn't know when to upgrade it. And I thought, well, I got the stone club, I can kill the Crystallian. I don't need to upgrade yet. And so I held off. So that's
Yeah.
what saved me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious, you what art of impulse control did you practice this week to not just hard rush the bingo?
I mean, it's so hard because I don't know what Alex is doing. And I see a lot of everyone played like a majority game. Well, there were some pretty awesome bingos this week, but I just wanted to, it's so powerful when you can just make a threat and then kind of reap the rewards. And I don't know how much Alex called the bluff, but I was able to get enough squares, so it felt like a strong way to win today.
Yeah, I mean, you played very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, the glint blades are driving. Some of the glint blades are driving me crazy. I was like, just go smack the damn boss.
I was cheering for the glint blades. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's a fun sorcery, and it's a really good sorcery. And I know I got carried away a little bit, but it is pretty good. It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Stocko and Alex. I gotta say, obviously that bell bearings sucked because it changed, because you were playing really, really well at the start. You had a great start to the game. I think you honestly played it better. Stocko just ooga booga'd and ooga booga threatened bingo, then go do other shit.
Oh yeah, now that booga booga these days.
Yeah.
Stocko, did you go for any of the early squares? Or you just
Not
full committed to
really.
column 1?
Yeah, I basically was like struggling to set up my whole like int system, and I was gonna get the Spirit Glaive online, and I felt like I was really struggling, and then I just finally committed to Spirit Ash +4 because you don't need to kill anything to get it. And that was the only early square I really went for before like setting up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
you
I thought,
definitely-
I don't know if I was like on a stream or not, but I was saying to myself that there is no reason to do this. Must be just a bingo threat.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it just didn't stop me from autopiloting into Raya's hand into upgrade. I had like more than enough time to get the bell bearings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My head glitched. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
you
worried
definitely
about
had
that.
Stocko like rattled early. Like he was warping around and shit. Like you had him stressing for sure.
Yeah, I think once we saw him pivot to Omen Killer, we're like, oh yeah, he might be a bit worried here because his starting to look good for NVC for sure.
Yeah, that was purely defensive. It didn't do anything for me. I just kind of panicked. It was like, I need to get a square and block something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, GG's, gentlemen. Stocko, congratulations on the win. Ratty, thank you for joining me for these 2 games. And we will be back for the final match of the week, Dino versus Durf, here in just a second. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and all the support, and we will see you soon.
Sweet.
Bye.
Please become Elden Lord.